When you miss someone, you want to feel what those exact qualities are that you miss about that person first. So let's just take an ex lover. And the example could be I miss the openness, talking about our feelings, this openness of feeling connected and not feeling like you have to mask or hide how deeply you're feeling. And that other person may understand exactly what you're saying. And then that is a feeling. So that's a level of connection. So there's a couple things happening there. You miss that about them, their presence, the connectedness that you felt together. And you also miss that feeling in yourself, I'm free to express myself. Okay, that part is really important. So when we see the quality that we miss about them, we also want to see the quality that we're feeling as a result of that. Stop, write it down, even if it's just in the notes, swipe up, make the video a little small, stop what you're doing, and just do that because it's going to really help you and it's going to get you out of this feeling of like, oh, I miss them. I want them around. And it just, that kind of creates a lack of power in your own situation. And that's not how you're supposed to live. That's not how you're supposed to live, whether they're thinking about you or not. It doesn't matter. And I'm not a tarot reader that's going to tell you, whatever. There's time and place for all the different messages that you could possibly see, but let's take our power back. Let's create our life. Let's actually physically create and manifest the life that we want. And this is a little life hack to be able to do that. Okay? I'm not saying that it's easy as fuck, but it's a way to do it. Okay? So once you start getting those qualities and you distill it down to the feeling that you feel as a result of them being in your life or you interacting with them, you sit in the feeling. So in the example, it was feeling free emotionally to be able to freely express my emotion. And I'm sitting in that visualization. You can even visualize them for a second. You're doing that and you're getting that feeling. You are generating that feeling. You are. So then you, in the visualization, start to dissolve them and just focus on you. So in the visualization, you're focusing on what you actually feel. And so in the visualization, you're focusing on what you actually feel. So you're putting your attention, instead of it's on them in the visualization, now it's on you. And they're in the background and they're fading. And because the more that you're focusing on your own feeling of feeling this freedom of expression with emotion, that is the power that you're gaining back. So the memory of them or the visualization in them is starting to decrease because you're putting energy on your own center, your attention. So this is attention. And you go like this. Okay, now you're sitting in that feeling of, I feel free to express myself emotionally. Wow. And you get really, really proficient, efficient, and good at feeling that. You get really good at learning how to put your attention back and feel that. I feel safe to express my emotions. Like you are doing this. So you do that with each of the qualities. You can have 10 things on the list, but just start with the main few. Okay? You can even just start with one. If you've never done anything like this before, just start with one thing. What's the main thing? Pick it. Start really practicing that feeling for yourself. You might have to add them in the visualization. You're sitting, talking on the couch, or whatever in your own situation. You're expressing yourself. They're understanding, listening to you. And then you go, and wow, you're doing that in real time. That's what visualization is supposed to be like. So it's not just an affirmation, it's an active feeling based visualization that's focused on yourself because you are the one generating the feelings that you feel in your life. You're the narrator of your life. Okay? So once you get some of those, I just wanted to go through a couple examples of what, if you aren't getting very clear on how that feels, I want to go through a couple examples. So what do you like, if we want to go back and we can go, okay, what do you feel? Do you feel sexy around them? Let's just give you a couple more examples for what you may be missing. Okay. So did you feel sexy around them? Did you feel ambitious around them? Did you feel free? Did you feel fun? Like, did you feel like a lot of laughter? What were those feelings that you feel in your life when you were around that person or in that situation? And if you can look back at that, then you have a better idea for what emotion you're shooting for. And so that feeling flavor, that feeling signature of the thing that you're sectioning out, I feel safe emotionally to express myself. That is just words to represent a feeling, that an energy that you are creating. So how the universe works and how life is going, it's pretty normal to be in situations where people come in and out of your life. Like, some people are here for a long time in your life. Some people are here for short amounts of time in your life. Sometimes they're partners, sometimes they're friends. And we can kind of go through this whole storyline of what they mean to us and all this stuff, but we have to realize this is a normal human occurrence. So we're going to have tools to be able to get through this and not
want to die every day
because of our feelings, or want to ruin our own life because we miss people, or we're outsourcing our power, because that eventually ends up happening. Your life quality starts to decrease. So if people are not in your current reality, they're not for a reason. And it's not always, oh, I'm not good enough, it's they're energetically not a match with you. So if you're watching this video right now, you're doing some inner work. You're doing this introspection, and that's a very high vibration. So you have to recognize, sometimes, even though we miss people, even though they make us feel good, there's also other aspects of being connected with them that are affecting your energy, even subconsciously, that you may not be able to see right now. So we have to be able to isolate the things that felt good so that we understand that we're generating that for ourselves. Okay? So eventually, as you start feeling this signature of a feeling that you want to feel, you begin to notice what that feels like in different situations. So you actually might start to feel closer to people, like your friends. Like, if this was a ex-partner situation, maybe you start to feel that feeling signature. You're doing that in your own time, in your own body, and then you're being able to recognize what that feels like when it happens in real time. So then your best friend comes over and you guys end up having a heart to heart instead of just going out around the town. That's an example of that feeling that you're generating showing up in your life. So that will happen relatively quickly. You just, as you get closer and you feel that feeling even more, you'll start to feel it more in the future. You'll see examples of that in real physical reality. You may have experiences with your animals where you start to feel, oh, I'm starting to feel that feeling again. I feel emotionally able to express. And you continue to feel that, and you may even feel it with coworkers, you may feel it with strangers. And then, because you're noticing that feeling, our brain likes to look for things when we're focused on them, when we're thinking about them. Our brain looks for that in our reality and starts creating more of that. It's like a search engine. So as we're doing that, you just start to realize, wow, you get this physical feedback in physical manifested reality, that you get this feedback that, wow, this is working for me. So a couple things could come up where, oh, it comes through my cat, or it comes through my friend. Oh, it's not another partner right away. Well, that's okay. That's just a normal way that reality and manifestation work. It takes time. It takes you practicing those feelings. So it gets a little bit more complicated than, it's not like, do this one feeling and you'll create a new perfect partner. It's like, life doesn't really work like that, but it's going to help you at least feel your taking back your own power in relation to a feeling where you miss someone, you're yearning, you're outsourcing your own power, your beautiful being, your creation energy to a thought. It's not even to that person. It's to that thought, because it's not even getting to them. And especially if they're not in your life, it's not getting to them. So a way that this happens is called detachment. So when I'll give you this example. If you are in a flood zone, your house is in a flood zone, and you're super identified with your house, like, this is my identity, this is my house, like, and a lot of people are, but then you get that warning of, hey, there's going to be a flood soon. You have 24 hours to get out of your house, and you don't adhere to those warning signs, like, you're getting swept away. You're going to probably die. So if you can't recognize what that feels like when you feel disrespected, when you feel emotionally invalidated, those are warning signs. Those are warning signs to not start to put labels and start identifying and start attaching in certain ways to people that don't display the full package of what you're wanting in the next, connection. And that's why the other things didn't work out, because you're it's like you're optimizing your system, and then we think of it like, oh, these people aren't in my life anymore, I'm a failure. But you're not. You're actually getting closer to creating those people that will be in your life in a holistic way that makes you feel safe, and that is according to your boundaries, your other boundaries too. So yeah, when you understand that warning sign, you're able to do that. Then what starts to happen is, after if you can start detaching, so you don't want to keep the memory visualization with them in it, you want to keep the visualization just enough so that you feel it, and then you generate that feeling, and that's the new visualization for yourself, because you're not trying to connect with anyone else's energy. As you begin to do this, it might feel isolating at first. It might feel isolating. You might get, that connection through your friend, or that connection through your animals, or strangers, but it's not, that lover that you want that with, yet. But I just want to tell you that this is a normal part of the manifestation process. And if you're seeing those signs coming from other aspects of your physical reality, then you know that you're doing something right. Like, you're doing that work, that you're actually actively on the process of manifestation. So please keep going. I know you got this. Let me know if that helped.